guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today is Lost Mojo Day. So I thought we would get out some of our lovely little bits of scrap fabric and just have a little bit of fun with some little tiny safety pins and some little ball pins. So I'm sure you've got some of these in your stash somewhere. So this is just like a really simple one, a bit of a no-brainer, and we are just going to make some pretty little embellishments like this. Now I did a Instagram video which is gonna it might have even already gone out, because this one is scheduled for the Lost Mojo one for next Wednesday. So this video might have already gone out, but it's really the Instagram I mean. But these are so simple to do, and a great way to use up little tiny bits of scrap fabric. Now you can also do this with paper if you wanted to, if you don't have sort of like too much scrap fabric, or little bits of lace. It's using up all your little tiny bits, and I just think they are just so pretty, really lovely. And what I've done, they are just little ones that you can pop into your journals. I put one on here, look. That's just a little itty-ditty one that will sit on there just to embellish your page. It's not very big, and you know, it's quite flat. So I just think they are really lovely. Look at that, that's gorgeous. And I do believe, did I put one in here? Yes, I did. This one here, just a little tiny one, just add a little bit of extra just to one of your pages. So say you've got like a little bit of lace hanging off, you could sort of like pop one of these on that would just sort of like hang off. This one's on a ball pin, and these little ones are on little safety pins. These are just tiny, so they're little tiny treasures of fabric and lace. So super simple. And I know for Lost Mojos it's one whereas we're trying to sit and think what to do. So today it's just a real nice easy one. So go and grab some little scraps that you've got. These are tiny little ones. Now these came in a packet. I put them in this little box, but you know, you can buy all sorts of different size safety pins. Look, I've got some giant pins there, and I've got some little sort of gold ones in there, but I'm just using these little diddy ones because I don't really use them. So I thought maybe using them for a little embellishment would be great. So I've got lots of little leftover long pieces on here. So I'm going to just take a sort of, this is just a piece of sheet that I've had for ages. That's, I'm just going to take a little bit off. This just rips off because it's quite simple. And then take your little safety pin. Now if you've got bigger ones, do it with bigger ones. You don't have to have the little itty-ditty ones. But I just think these are quite cute because we all like little things which are mini, don't we? So I'm going to just lift that up. I'm going to use my glue gun because it's quick and easy, but again, use what glue you've got. Now if you're using sort of like PVA or something, you know, just give it time to set or harden, and like that. And I would probably use a little peg. So if you're going to glue it with some PVA, just pop it all together and then just sort of like get a little clip or something and hold it together so it sort of doesn't sort of like fall apart. So this is why I'm just using a little bit of glue gun, because it's quick and easy. We like quick and easy, don't we? So these can just be made very simply. Oh look, I've all my strands everywhere. So I'm going to put that bit over, little bit of lace, just chop that bit off like that, open that up. So if you've got if you're making a journal and you use some lace and bits in it, you could just make a little one of these or a couple of these to pop into your journal, couldn't you? Want to stick down, don't forget you want to go around and stick down both sides like this. Don't want to squeeze too hard with my glue gun, so I don't want a great big blob of it coming out. but just a little bit, just to hold that together. Look at that, just so simple. Let's just move these back. Oh, we've got a little bit of blue. So she'll mean all these little tiny bits can work really well. And then in here, I've just got this, which is on my desk. And I've just popped some little flowers in, but I've got all sorts of little odds and bits in here. I don't want anything too bulky because I've got a little I've got a little bow there, because well, they're going to go in my journal and I don't want them to be too, you know, too bulky in there. So I'm just going to cut that little bit off. And I think that will probably just sit on there like that. That's absolutely perfect. This is a little bow from my bow maker. Let's pop a little dab of glue on there. I do love my glue gun. So there we go. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do up my little pin, if I can. They are tiny, so a little bit fiddly. So if you've got dexterity problems, you know, just go one a little bit bigger than that. But look how lovely that is. Quick and simple. And we can just pop them in a little pot like that, and they're ready, done. So a no-brainer today, guys. So bowl pin, little bowl pin, exactly the same. Let's take a little bit of this. This is pretty. Pop it through. Probably don't need it all of that. Let's just chop this little bit off. We can use that for something else. Now you can stick it to the bowl pin or have it sort of like moving about. So I'm just going to have it sort of moving about. I'm going to just stick a little bit of glue onto this bit here. Like that. Oopsie daisy. Pop that down. Stick that on. And there we go. Lovely. Easy peasy. Oh look, what's this little bit? And then you could either have it going all the way around or just stick on the top, either side. I'm going to do that. Lift that up, a little bit of glue. Down. And then a little bit at the back. So this is a great one for scraps, for mass making. Have a nice little afternoon making up some little pieces. Look at that. See how cute, how simple. What should we put on here? What have we got? Oh, I like that. Something a little bit colourful. You need just a little bit of colour. Maybe I'll put this on top. I quite like that. I'm going to bend it over. I'm not going to have something on the other side, so that can stay as it is. And then I'm going to just put that on the top. Like that. You can make them all sorts of colours, or if you're just into your vintagey bits, you can get all your little vintagey colours out, your little tea stain bits out. If you've got tiny little embellishments, you can pop on the front there. I think maybe I'll just put a little pearl on there. I've got some little flatback pearls in here. And I'm going to use, this is super glue. This is a super glue. The label came off, so I will pop the link down to the super glue I use because it's good, but you can use any. I'm just going to put a tiny little blob on there. I'm using this again because it's quick and easy, ready to go. My little pickup stick, a little one for picking up little gems. Pop that on there. I'll link everything down below, all my little beads and stuff. But look at that. Simple. Just a little one. You could probably put, actually I'm going to put a couple more on there because it looks a bit odd just all on its own. I'm going to put little smaller ones, a couple of little smaller ones on there. So just I mean, you can add whatever you like on there. Whatever little embellishments you have. We've got a little one there. And then I've got like a really sort of itty ditty bitty one there. We like itty ditty bitty things, don't we? Pop that in there. There we go. So we've got 3 on there. just as they go down smaller. Oh, I just love it. Leave that to just make sure that glue is dry. You're going to take another pin. Look at all this. I've taken all of this out. There's not a chance that I'm going to be using, you know, any of this. Such a lot of it. But, do you know what I mean? You can make so much with so many with just a little tiny bit of fabric. So don't worry if you don't have a lot. I've got a lot of stuff because I've been doing this for donkey's years. So I've gathered up a humongous amount of stuff. So, you know, you only need a few little bits and pieces to do this. And this really is a nice one for your Lost Mojo. Just gather up. I'm going to this is some of my vintage lace. I'm going to take a tiny, tiny bit on there. Just a little bit. Just to hold that together. Now, if you wanted to take it one step further, instead of gluing, you could pop a couple of little stitches in there. So if you're a sewer, like to do a little bit of hand sewing, you could add a few little stitches to that, couldn't you? I'm going to add a little bit more glue just on that bottom bit, just to hold those together a bit better. There we go. Oops, it's my glue gun strings. I kind of like this. Look, that's got a little sort of rose on it, hasn't it? Which I think that would make it quite sort of scruffily. I'm going to go down like that. I'm going to just stick that on. Just so we've got that pretty rose. That's lovely. Little tiny dab of glue. Then that gives you that little pop of colour on there. Like that. So you probably don't even need anything else on that. I've got a few bits on there, but I don't think I need anything on there unless we pop a few more couple of little pearls along the top. I do like my pearls. I do like a little bit of pearl because I think it turns it into like a little shabby embellishment then. Again, let's just pop a big one in the middle. Like that, and a couple of smaller ones either side. Oops, that's a bit big. There we go. Let's put that back in my pot. And there we go. That's our little embellishment. Let's do that up. Oh, little itty bitties. They're just the tiniest little thing just to embellish a page. They're just lovely. Should we add a flower to the next one? What should we have? Should we have a little bronzy bulb pin on this one? Do you think this is a little bit, that's a bit too big, isn't it? Tis a little bit. Let's use this. Quite like a little bit of this actually over underneath. Oh, that's got a nice scruffy bottom bit. Let's use that. This is just a little bit of seam binding. Let's scrunch that up. We like a little bit of a scrunch. Pop that through. Now, like I said, you can use the great big safety pins if you wanted to. So like if you've got a few sort of dexterity problems and you can't pick up little tiny things, make it bigger. It doesn't have to be small. There we go. That's just sort of like a base, and then you can sort of like add a few more little bits to it. Let's put that over. Cut the little back bit. Little tiny. You can also use sort of 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac on here as well. You know, use whatever glue you've got. I don't think glue stick will work, but you need something that will hold the fabric, so there we go. See, these still move about. Because sometimes your bulb pins sort of like turn upside down, don't they? So, you know, that would still sort of like come upside down. Sometimes they turn the other way. So that's really pretty. We need like a little flower. Oh, I've got glue strands everywhere. Got these little bits and pieces. I've got this little purpley one. Got a little green flower. Well, that's quite nice, isn't it? I like the green and the brown. Pull those out. That's nice. Let's do that one. So you only need a couple of little bits. Don't need a lot. There we go. Shall we add a pearl? You could probably add quite a big pearl in the middle of there. Look, I've got this. Do you remember I got these? So if you're a regular with me, you would know that I've had these for a long time. I'm going to take out a couple of big ones. And look, they just last forever. I don't think I really use the big ones. I need to find something to use the big ones for, don't I? Maybe I will make some flowers and have a big pearly inside bit. Oops. The thing is with these, it's got the tiny ones in there and they get caught in here. So when you open it, you tend to get your desk full of like little tiny pearls, flatback pearls. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on there. Again, you can use glue gun, you can use whatever glue you've got, but I'm using super glue because I find that is very good. We're going to get a nice big flatback pearl that fits right in the middle of that flower. Look at that. Isn't that just lovely? I do like the green. I'm very much into sort of greeny colours. I like that. I really do. Right, let's do another little pin. The only trouble with glue gun, guys, is it does get absolutely everywhere. Now I open these up because it's easier to sort of slot something in there. Oh look, should we use a little bit of this? Actually, when I cut it, that's got like a little V on there. Could probably do quite a long one. Let's just do the same on this side. Oops. Oh, it's not very even, is it? I'm going to use my lighter because they tend to sort of fray quite a bit. Do you think this is going to look too heavy on this diddly little pin? Can only find out. Let's just try. I don't think so. I think it will keep it quite basic though and just stick like a little flower on there. It's just tiny bit of glue. There we go. There we are. I need a little bit. I think we want, should we have, look, I love these little flowers. Little purple flower, but I think we need a little bit of lace over the top. Just to pretty it up, just a little bit at the top. I think that will look nice. There we go. Just a little bit on here. See, this is the nice things, isn't it, about doing things like this. You don't have, you're not measuring, you're not having to think of, you know, how to make things. You just go with it. And I think that's a big thing about getting your mojo back. You don't want to have to sort of think too much. You just want to go with a little make. Look at that. Now again, depends on which way you want to pin things, but I tend to pin things this way. It doesn't really matter which way, but you know, if you're left-handed and right-handed, but I tend to sort of like try and pin it on that way, if you know what I mean. That makes sense. I might like a little bit. I wonder if I've got any pink little flowery bits. This is what I want. This is what I want, is the little, I wanted the bright, we got the purple. Let's take a little bit of this off. I love my little roses. I've been using these now for years and I absolutely love them. I think they're more available now, aren't they? Let's just take those off. Readily available, I mean. I think there's little purple ones. We shall have 3. I like 3 because I think it's sort of an odd number, looks quite good, doesn't it? I'm going to lose these in a minute. I'm going to get them all muddled up. I'm going to pop you in there. I think they're probably dry. This can then, I'm going to do this pin up actually. There we go. Then that, look at that. That can just sit on there. Pretty. Like that. Shall I put a little pearl on each one of those? That's lovely. I like that. Go on, let's just do it. Let's just pearl it up. Let's make it look pretty. Little bit prettier than it is. Oops. There we go. I've had this glue bottle for ages as well, and I use it a lot. And you can see it's still, if I put it flat, it's still this far up. So there's a huge amount in here. I don't think it was that expensive really. So sometimes when you get the bigger bottles or things like that, if you look after them and make sure you put the lid on, they will last for ages and ages. There we go. Look at that one. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Let's put you on the end there. I'm using the pearl, the flatback pearls, because I think they tend to go with a lot of things, don't they? Well, in my style that they do. So if you don't, you know, make it your style. So whatever colour fabricy bits that you use, like I said, they could be sort of vintagey and stuff. Just make them to fit your style. And again, like I said before, if you don't have fabric and you're not a fabric person, make them out of paper. You can do exactly the same thing with paper, just different types of paper, and layer them up. Just going to add that little bit as the base. Like this. Oh guys, as well, if you are watching me for the first time and you're not subscribed, I would love you to subscribe to my channel. So please hit that little bell. We have just hit 92,000 subscribers. Oh, can you believe it? So all of you, I would desperately want to get to 100,000. I think I would have achieved everything then if I get 100,000, because I would love one of those little YouTube plaques that people get. Gosh, that would be amazing. So to help me along, if you're not subscribed, please hit that little button. I would be very appreciative. There we go. Because 92,000 is a pretty big achievement, I think, as well. So I'm very proud of myself. I've done this for 8 years now. And the reason I actually started this is because my mum was really poorly, and she had to come and live with us. So I started, and I couldn't go to work. So I started a little channel, and I thought, oh, I'll keep going. It gives me something to do, and I could take care of my mum at the same time. So that's how it came about. And I'm still here, but sadly my mum isn't. But she was with me for 5 years, lived with me here for 5 years, and I looked after her, and she just really encouraged me with my channel. She was so lovely, so good. So that's where it all came from. So I owe it to my mum as well. Right, I'm just going to put that on there. I'm going to scrunch that up on there. There we go. I've sort of hidden a bit of that lace now, haven't I? But that's okay. We will pop a little, should we pop a little creamy flower on? That's pretty, is that? I don't think it really matters which way it goes. Put that on, stick it on the front. I'm not going to put a pearl on that one. I'm going to just leave that. Let's just do that up. There we go. Oh, they're so diddy and cute. Oh, so lovely. I could just sit here and just natter on, guys. It's a little chat and a little make. So what have you guys been up to this week? It's now... Okay, so when this goes out, this will go out on Wednesday. So that is Lost Mojo Day. I'm going to just cut these little bits off. So it will be middle of the week. Have you had a good week? Are you waiting till Friday? Are you excited about the weekend? Are you doing anything exciting? We've got another lovely Friday freebie coming up. We didn't do last week because we had a little bit of a break. So we've got one coming this Friday. Nice little simple little make this week. This Friday. Which is nice. So I'm going to bend that a little bit over. I quite like that. I'm going to throw all these little bits away. Do you know, I'm not going to keep these bits. Oh, but then again, that little tiny bit could probably fit on there, couldn't it? I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to just melt that tiny bit so it doesn't fray. And I'm going to add that. Gosh, I nearly threw that away then. Look at that little tiny little bit that I cut off. Let's just stick that on there. Look at that. Let's make use of that. We can cover that little bit up with a bit of lace, a little bit of flowery. This is pretty, isn't it? Put a little bit of that on there. I could cut that off. We could fit 2 flowers on there. I'm going to cut that piece off there. Do you think that will go along? Oh look, it looks like a little owl. Not quite sure whether I wanted that to look like a little owl. Looks like little eyes, doesn't it? I'm going to put it tiny bit there. Tiny bit there. Oh guys, my tummy's rumbling. I'm trying not to eat so much at the moment. It's summertime and I need to just curb my eating a little bit, but my tummy's rumbling. And I'm a little bit hungry, so I don't know whether you guys, I don't like to call it dieting because I've never really had to diet. I'm lucky enough not to sort of be too much overweight. Well, I'm not really overweight, but you know what it's like. I don't like to say diet because it sort of like feels like it restricts you from eating things that you really like. So I'm just sort of, I'm going to put that little purple flower on there. So I'm just sort of monitoring, trying to resist going and having a biscuit or a cake with my cup of coffee in the afternoon. Because, you know, the girls are coming for the summer and they don't want me to, I need to be able to sort of play with them in the pool. Okay, I'm going to leave that one like that. That's lovely, isn't it? I think as you get older, you need to sort of, or I do, I'm not talking about everybody else, but for me, I'm going to put a little pearl on there. I really need to get a little bit fitter, I think, and we are swimming now in the pool. Get a little bit more exercise because I think it's because Jessie's not, which one should I go for? We're not taking Jessie for so many walks. I think that's what the problem is, because she's older and she can't walk as far. So it's making us lazy, to tell you the truth, and we're not walking as much as we should. So, and it's not Jessie's fault, it's me for being lazy. Look at that. That's pretty, isn't it? Look at that little diddy one. I like that. Pop that in there. So yeah, I just need to sort of get a little bit more exercise, I think. And resist. I went shopping yesterday and I did actually resist buying a lovely, yummy, big fat donut. They are cheesecake donuts and they are just amazing. But I resisted buying one or two, because obviously I don't just buy one for myself, I do buy one for Andy as well. So I did say to him I didn't buy anything, because we do tend to eat them when the girls come. They're so yummy. Do like a little bit of cheesecake, and this is a cheesecake donut, which is just delicious. Okay, let's put that on. I'm going to put this sort of down the side of this one, I think. Just down there, like that. Shut that off from the little point. I should have maybe... Oh, it doesn't matter if that frays, it frays. Let's just open this up. Should have probably done one at a time, really. Oh no, there we go. That should work. A little bit there, a little bit there. And fold that over. There we go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. I'm going to cut this a little bit. Oh, actually, I might stick something on that bit, because you can see the back of that, the back of the piece of velvet on there. So what should we stick on there? Should I just have a little white flower on the end? There we go. That would work. We can do that. Let's put the glue on here. Put that down, just so it dangles on the end. Oh my gosh. There we go. Do I have another one? I've got another little one there. I'm going to put you up there. Like that. So again, we have no rules. We like the no rules bit, don't we? On what to do. Okay. Pearls or no pearls? Does that look a little bit odd? Not really, does it? I don't think we really need... Oh, I've got a little bit of pearls like that. No, I think we'll go on the middle of the flowers. There we go. So guys, are you making a journal at the moment? Did you make a little one that I was making the other day? The Shabby Dreams I made, didn't I? Journal. I haven't quite finished it yet. Well, I probably would have finished it by the time I've done this video, or this video goes out. Look at that. Isn't that little pretty? That's a very summery one. Looks like little daisies on there, doesn't it? So that's that one. How long have we been? Oh, we're good for time. Should we pop a little bit of this lacy stuff on? That's quite nice. I think I used this on this one, didn't I? Doesn't that look nice? That's lovely. Maybe I'll do another one similar to that. Let's just cut this piece off. Don't need all of this netting. Let's cut that down. I'm going to throw these bits away because I don't need those. What should we do? What was that one on? That was on a bulb pin, so we need to really put this one on a little one of these. Oh, shall we have a little... Oh, look, it's a little odd bit. Let's put that down. So that's going to go in. I might sort of bend it in half. Slide that through. Oh gosh. This is when you're all fingers and thumbs. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's got a little mind of its own. Let's just glue that in there. Tiny, tiny bit. Pull that down. There we go. It's a nice scruffy one. I think I've actually glued that to the little pin. There we go. And that can just hang off there. Love it. Glue it down through there. Put that on. Go. Don't think I'm going to put anything on the back. I think that looks nice like that. Do we want anything else on there? It's a bit, we could put a little flower. Look, I got these little flowers. These are from Timu, these little flowers. So again, I can put that. Pop that on the top. So each one of these you can make just their own little special treasure. Okay, we're going in with the glue and the pearl. Look that on. This is more controllable as well than sort of like popping a bit of glue gun, or sometimes my 3-in-1 just has a mind of its own and goes all over the place and makes a big mess. So it's nice to have that. Look at that little diddy one. They're just so pretty. Lots of little flowers in these. Oh, this is the one I was going to do as well, wasn't it? Right, let's cut this. Quite thin. Probably fray this a little bit. Give it a little wiggle. There we go. Little scruffy piece. Let's get another pin. Open that up. Oops, we don't want that bit. Pop this in. Oopsie daisy. Oh, oh. It's a little bit of a shorter one. Open up, there we go. Perfect. Look at that, that's lovely, isn't it? Do I need a little bit of lace? Should we have a little tiny bit of this? Got all of these bits on here, but I tend to go for, oh, what's that? That's a round piece. Has that been sewn? I think this is from the vintage lace that I got. Has that been attached together? I think it's there. Sewn around something, I think that one. Tiny, 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 tiny piece of this. Let's take this off. I still haven't got myself a small pair of these. It's just that great big ones. Put that down there. I want to keep this lovely little bit of colour on there. Little bit of rose. On there. I think I'm going to go with just 3 of the, oh, is that still got glue on it? Oh, look at that. Oh, it's enough glue on there to hold that on. There we go. There we go. That's a simple one. I'm going to leave that one like that. Look. I think these are just lovely to attach. You could probably attach it to the side of the page, but like I said, just a little one like that, just attached to your journal or here. Look at this one. I haven't finished this one yet. I must finish this one because it's just so pretty. Look at this, just little embellishments to embellish your pages. Oh, I've got lots to do in here, haven't I? That's one that's just got bits hanging off it, but these ones, oh, love them. I love them. Do love a little itty bitty one. That was too big, wasn't it? Maybe I'll get some different size safety pins. Should we have a little bit of green? Should we do another one? One more. Oops, excuse me. Let's just scruff that up a little bit. Oh, let's pop it in a bowl pin. Oops. Let's go through there. Oops. There you go, there we go. A little bit of green. Actually, what you could do, if I got a little bit of lace, I could sort of put some lace in between, couldn't I? So it comes out the bottom, just so you see it on the sides. It hangs out the bottom. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of, sort of sandwich it in. Let's put a little bit on there. I'll cut this up. I'll cut this to size in a minute. Stick that down. There we go. I'm going to leave that. Scrunch that up. There we go. We've got a little bit of sandwiched between. That's quite nice, isn't it? We've got a green one. Oh look, we've got a nice green daisy. Put that at the top. Doesn't matter which way round this goes because I'm going to put a pearl in the middle. There we go. Pop you there. Lovely. I like this little sort of dingly dangly bit. Let's swap a little one of these. Oh yeah. Put that on there. I'm going to do a nice big pearl on this one. There we are. Perfect. Look at that. Oh, we've got some lovely little ones. And look, I hardly touched that fabric. And they've all got little flowers and things on them. I just think they are so, so pretty. Look at all these. I've got lots and lots and lots now, guys. Very simple, very easy. A really lovely sort of Lost Mojo one, isn't it? Because they're, you know, simple to do. Very, very simple. I like this little one with a bow on it. So I've got all of these, look, hundreds in there. Well, not literally hundreds, but aren't they beautiful? Simple and lovely little mini diddy treasure to go into your journals or however you want. On a little gift bag. I do like, when I send gift bags, I do like adding little things. So if you're giving somebody some jewellery or something, so the gift bag, obviously not a giant gift bag, but a little gift bag, little jewellery one, these would look beautiful hanging off, wouldn't they? I do like to embellish things when I give them to people. I think they look just a little bit of extra. But there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's a little bit to get your mojo back, a little pretty thing, a little mini treasure to make. Just a little bit of fun and something to pop into your stash. So there we go, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.